welcome back to my channel. Today, like I promised last week, we're going to do a foundation routine, except I kind of changed my mind a little bit and we're going to do a summer foundation routine this time. It's a little bit more simple and kind of my go-to summer look, summer foundation routine for the skin during the summer, obviously. I said that 5 times. Anyways, yeah, so I just decided to do this just because we are in the summer and this is just what I've been doing for the past couple months. I just decided to do this instead of my full face foundation routine, which I can still totally do, but we'll just save that for a later video. I changed my background, if y'all noticed, and I'm so sorry. It is so wrinkled, so don't pay attention to that. But I just thought that you could see my face a little bit better with the white background. So if you want to see how I do my summer foundation routine super quickly, super easy, then just go ahead and keep on watching and we will just jump into it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started on my summer foundation routine. We'll just go ahead and jump right into it and not waste any time. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and start with a mattifying primer. This is a must for me in the summer. My skin is super oily and this primer is amazing for keeping that oil at bay. So this is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. This really helps keep me matte all day. So what I'm going to do is just push that into my skin, all around my T-zone mainly. Alright, so next up we're just going to start with foundation. So I have that right here. The foundation I'm using today is the number 7 Stay Perfect. I'm pretty sure it's a 17-hour wear foundation. This really helps keep me matte. I actually really like this foundation. I've been using it all summer and so far I have no complaints. You can buy this at Target for a super good price, so I love it. I'm in the shade Honey and it's a great color match for me during the summer. So I'm just going to take that with a Morphe M439 buffing brush. Just do 1 pump of that because I want to keep it nice and natural so I don't go too heavy. If you want to, totally do that. But this is a pretty nice natural foundation, so it doesn't cake up and you can build it up really easily. So I'm just going to start buffing that all the way into my skin. Alright, so foundation is on and 1 pump of that and I covered my whole face, so I really like it. It's really spreadable and buildable, so if I wanted to add another layer I totally could and it still would look really nice and natural. But we're not. We're just going to do 1 pump today and I'm going to go ahead and move on to concealer. The concealer I've used for most of the summer is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer and it's waterproof and I'm in the color 5. If that's the color. I think it's just numbers. This is a little bit of a thicker consistency foundation or concealer since it is waterproof, but I really like to use it with my fingers so it really melts into the skin really nicely and it holds and it stays. So it's really good for oily skin as well. But I'm just going to put a little dot of that right on the back of my hand, right on the back of my finger. My ring finger, because I want to use ring fingers around the eyes, and we're going to just tap that all around my under eye area. So literally I just put it on my under eye area, just place it right there and then just keep patting. So just keep pushing that into the under eye area. So the reason I'm using my fingers is I want it to look a little bit more natural, a little bit more melted into the skin. This will still help me keep that highlighted effect right underneath there and help any darkness underneath the eyes. But it's not going to cake up and it's not going to look too heavy underneath the eyes since we are using our fingers in a little tiny amount. If you want to, you can go ahead and take a little bit on your finger and highlight the high points of your face. I'm not going to do that today since we are trying to keep it a little bit more minimal and a little bit less product since it's my summer foundation routine. So we're just going to keep it at that today, but you can go ahead and do so. I'm actually going to use a little bit more to cover a little friend that I got here especially for this video, so that's cute. Since I am oily, I'm going to go ahead and set to that under eye area super quickly just to keep that under control before it creases up on me because I'm an oil ball. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Mercier Translucent powder and just this Real Techniques kind of dome shaped brush. It's perfect for underneath the eye area and any kind of small areas. I'm just going to tap that and tap off the excess and we're just going to set it. So I'm just going to go right underneath the eye area and just tap, and just in little tapping motions we're just going to press that into the under eye area. This will keep it nice and matte, nice and set, and help it not to crease throughout that entire day. I'm going to go ahead and also as well just set that T-zone area just because I do get oily right on my chin, nose, and forehead super quickly. So it helps to set it with a translucent powder, especially this one, to keep it nice and matte all day. And if I'm looking down, there's a mirror right here, so sorry about that. Alright, so after everything is set, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. I use the MAC Skin Finish in medium golden. I'm like almost at pan with this stuff. I use it all the time. I love it. I use this one because this is a little bit more of a hydrating powder. I use a hydrating powder around the rest of my face just to keep it nice and glowy. It does mattify, but it also gives you that little satin finish that even oily people want sometimes. So I'm going to take this powder and with a huge brush that literally, like, you can use the brush and get your whole face with it with 1 pounce. It's the Morphe E1 brush. I'm just going to tap that in there and then just tap it on the rest of my face, so right on the outer perimeter. Sorry, my bracelets are like... Okay, so after your whole face is set, we're going to go ahead and move on to my favorite part, and that is bronzer. I forgot to tell y'all, I do already have my brows and my eyelashes or mascara on. Y'all probably saw that already, but I just wanted to focus mainly on the skin today, so that's why I already had those done. But if I didn't, I'd probably usually go ahead and do the brows now. But we're going to move on to bronzer. So I use 2 bronzers and I kind of go back and forth. I'll probably just show you both in this video. But I'm probably going to go in with this one first. This is the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil. I like to use this color in the summer just because I do get a little bit tanner, and then the milk chocolate is a little bit too light for me. Or if I wanted a little bit more of a natural bronzer and just kind of an all-around glow, I use the Make It Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. And the name of it has totally come off the back, so I have no idea what color this is. But they're so beautiful, and they're a little bit on the creamier side, which makes it really pretty for summer. But it is a beautiful bronzer, but I'll probably use both of those in this video. But I'm going to start with the Too Faced one. I have clearly hit pan, so this is very loved. But I'm going to go in, I don't even remember what this brush is from, but it's just a little bit of a dome-shaped brush, so really easy to kind of get into the hollows of that face. And I'm just going to go swirl my brush in here. I'm going to start with my forehead. So what I do is kind of pull my hair back, and I'm just going to tap around the outer perimeters of my forehead. So I'm going to tap first and then kind of go into a swirling motion. This will just help warm up my face, and this is my favorite part because I start feeling like myself when I start looking tan. Oh. And then I'm going to go right in the hollows of my cheeks just a little bit. So I'm going to push that, kind of make a kissy face, and sculpt out the hollows of my cheek just a little bit. Like that. And do the other side. Okay. And then I do a little bit down the nape of my neck and on my jawline, just to kind of pull that warmth down there as well. And then if you want to, sometimes I sculpt out my nose. I don't love my nose, so I don't really like to bring attention to it that much. But sometimes I'll just tap a little bit and make sure I tap off the excess and just go right down the bridge of, not the bridge, we don't want to go down the bridge, but right down the sides of my nose, just to kind of warm it up just a little bit to match the rest of my face. And then if you want to, these two steps together are totally not necessary, but I'm going to go in just to show you kind of what I would do if I chose this one instead of this one, and you can totally layer both. Sometimes I do, but I'm going to go in with this brush now. This is a Morphe MB5 brush, and I love it because it's so big and fluffy and it's so easy to kind of bronze up the face really quick. But literally all I do is just take it, I swirl this around in here, tap off a little bit of the excess, and focus this strictly on the outer perimeters of my face as well, and kind of over top where we already put that first bronzer. So this is just going to be a little bit more messy, not as precise, and we're just kind of putting that kind of everywhere to warm up the face. Alright, so now that the bronzing is done, I'm going to go ahead and highlight. I totally skip blush during the summer most of the time, unless I know I'm kind of going out and want a little bit more color on my cheeks. I love personally the bronzy glow during the summer, so that's what I kind of go for when I'm doing my fast summer foundation routine really quickly. You can totally add blush here and it's beautiful with this, but I'm just going to go ahead and skip it today just because that's what I normally do. So we're going to go in and go ahead with highlight right here. I'm using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey, if I can talk, Gilded Honey highlighter. I love this highlighter with especially skin tones like me, just because it's so beautiful. The bronzy glow with like a tan olive skin tone is beautiful and really perfect for summertime. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe M501 highlighting brush and just kind of push that into the highlighter, just back and forth in little windshield wiper motions to get the product. And then I'm going to tap off a little bit and then focus it right on the high points of my cheeks. And during the summer, I even kind of pull it down on top of my cheekbone just a little bit to even give a little bit more of that highlighted effect. During the summer, I also use a little bit above my brow bone just to kind of highlight that as well. And then on my brow bone and a little bit above my brow bone as well. And do the same thing on the other side. And if you want to, you can do a little bit on your nose as well, and then your Cupid's bow. So it's super pretty for the summer. Still looks super natural, but super glowy, and I just love it. Okay, so my last step, this is basically done since we have the whole face kind of on. But lastly, I just kind of step back and look. I look to see if my bronzer is a little bit messy, if I want to clean that up, or if it came too far in to right here, if I want to clean that up, if it's too kind of muddy. If it is, I'll show you what I do. So I go ahead and go in with this powder. This is the Jane Iredale powder, and I love this powder so much. For the summer, you can use this on its own as well, and it's beautiful. Golden glow is the color, so it's super beautiful. So I go in and just tap around this area just to kind of clean it up right here, make it a little bit more highlighted, and then go right underneath the bronzer to kind of sculpt that out just a little bit in case it gets a little bit too messy. So I'm just going to tap off the excess and then just start patting around the bronzer right here, making sure that it didn't come too far close to my mouth and make it too dirty looking or closed off. Okay, and then I also go right underneath that bronzer just to make sure it's nice and clean. So I first start with tapping and then I just kind of sculpt it out. And then last but not least, I just like to set my face. So for the summer, I've been using the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I like this okay. My favorite is the Urban Decay setting spray, either the oil control one or the all-nighter one. This one's been fine and has worked well for the summer. It keeps it on pretty well, but I do notice that I tend to get a lot more oily throughout the day than with this one than using the Urban Decay one. But I'm just going to go ahead and set my face because I don't have the Urban Decay one with me right now. So I'm just going to close my eyes. Let that all set in. Alright guys, so that is basically it for my summer foundation routine. It was super quick, super easy to do, but really pretty and natural on the skin. I went ahead and added my favorite lip gloss. This is the White Russian lip gloss from Buxom. This is my favorite thing in the world for the summer, so it's super pretty on the lips. But yeah, that basically completes this whole look. Thank y'all so much for watching again and coming back to see me. Make sure you tune in next week. I'm going to try to do videos every single week, so definitely don't miss that. And I think that completes this video, so thank you so much for watching one more time, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Bye guys. Mwah.